Yo, what's good, everybody? Got the Bears of Barton. It is Sunday fun day, June 22nd, 2025. That's right, getting close to 4th of July. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I think I did. Can't believe tomorrow's almost Monday. Spent a lot of time outside yesterday at a baseball tournament, and then spent even more time outside today in the pool. So I'm still sitting in my pool attire, maybe a little burnt. We got the USA versus Haiti Gold Cup game on, and just hanging out. But today's video is going to be about something specific. It's probably a little controversial, or at least highly debatable, and that's fine. I'm okay doing these type of videos. So just a little bit of disclaimer: it's not a political post. If you guys have followed me for some time, yeah, obviously if you know me, you probably know how I lean politically. You kind of know how my views are on a lot of things, but I'm not going to have an opinion in this video. I'm just going to share what I think are some facts based on what I've read. Let's be honest, no one truly knows the facts. The media says what they want to say. Depends on who you really voted for, who you lean towards. You're probably going to understand more. But the big news is last night, early this morning, the U.S. did bomb 3 of Iran's nuclear locations. Calculated attack. Trump came out and said this is not a declaration of war. This is what they felt was a danger to national security. So he does not need congressional approval to do so, just like Obama didn't when he did drone strikes and several other calculated attacks, like in Syria, when they overthrew Gaddafi. So again, this is not a political post. I can sit here and share what I think my opinion is and blah, 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 blah. And if you agree with me, you're going to agree. If you don't, you don't. So this is not what that is. But the reality of it is, Trump made a very specific statement by making this calculated mission happen. Is 2 things. Number one is Israel has always been our ally, and it's now, been stamped for sure, because Israel and Iran have had a conflict for some time, and Israel has not only been holding their own, but pretty much decimated Iran. And Iran has always been an issue. They've supported and even, what's the word I'm looking for? They've supported and also housed Hamas, who carried out that horrific terrorist attack in 2023 against Israel. I think killed 107 Israelis. It was a terrorist attack. Let's be real. So. And so they've always been an issue since 1979, and presidents in the past on both sides of the aisle have said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They are an issue. And we finally have a president who made the tough decision to do what they did, and it's been planned. It actually came out on CNN today that there was practices and discussions and plans since October of last year, which is when Biden was in the presidency. So I don't think this is a Democrat or Republican thing. I think this is a U.S. national security thing. Again, not a declaration of war. It was basically carrying out a military attack to target some specific nuclear spot. So did what they say actually happen? Did they, decimate or take out these spots? Will Iran retaliate, which they've already come out and said maybe they will? And you probably have to look at the proxy locations around Iran, like Yemen and Syria, the troops out there. So this isn't something I like. It's not like I was a huge fan. I just think it's something that potentially may have need to be done. And reading online, there's double standards everywhere. There's double standards for both sides. So this is not just a one-time thing. But I as an American cannot fathom and comprehend how any American right now can be upset if you just look at the full fact of what's going on right now. I think it's just a heavy dislike for who the current president is, which I get. It's an acquired taste, just like any president is if you didn't vote for him. So it is what it is. But here we are. Iran said they could potentially retaliate. We'll see. Is that regional? Will they do nothing? Trump has made it very clear that this was a calculated attack. You're not allowed to have a nuclear weapon. We think we've eliminated your ability to do that. Excuse me. And we'll see what happens with that. But it's not like I'm not wishing for a war. I'm not hoping, there's more people that get pulled into stuff. But from what I understand, Israel had really decimated a lot of Iran's defenses. And so there were no civilians killed. There wasn't even any soldiers killed. From what I'm understanding, again, we don't fully know. But if, anything they say is true, seems like a pretty successful operation, and we got to see what happens with it, because there are, the Middle East is a very interesting dynamic. Anyways, like I said, it's in political posts. Again, like I said, you could probably figure out who I voted for based on, if you follow me, but just based on this video alone, you probably could figure it out. But I'm not here for war. There's no doubt about that. I just hope that people look at both sides and try to understand that at the end of the day, you're looking to protect Americans first, and then protect other pieces of the world. I mean, everyone was so happy that we supported Ukraine because Russia attacked them. Okay, we're a big power. Maybe we support Ukraine, or we support all these other wars. But the second we support Israel to do something because they did not have the infrastructure to be able to operate these types of this military, need. All of a sudden we shouldn't be involved in something. So I just think it's a double standard. I think people need to just sit back and not care about which side we're on, and just figure out, was this the right thing or not? If they're about to have a nuclear weapon in Iran, it was the right thing. For sure. Maybe if there was some misguided information, maybe it was acted too quickly. I don't know. But I trust the government to the fact of, I know who I voted for. I know what I voted for, and I have more confidence in where we're at as a government that I've had in a very long time. And I'm not ashamed to say it. So, America forever. Anyways, that's what we're saying. This is not World War III. We've not declared war like we did after 9/11. So, guys, check facts. You don't need the Constitution to declare war, or you do need the Constitution to declare war. This is not an act of war. National security. So again, check Constitution. And love it or not, it was not illegal what was happening. You just may not like it, may not agree with it, and it could turn out bad. Like, don't get me wrong, this could get crazy. This could be a retaliation. There could be World War III. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but everything that happened today, from a military standpoint, from what I understand, I'm not a historian. I do love history, but I'm not a historian, and I'm not a constitutionalist from the standpoint of understanding everything. But from what I comprehend as a whole, whether you agree with the decision or not, you did not need congressional approval to do it. So stop that right now. You may not like it, you may not agree with it, and that is fine. And that is why I love America, because you can think any way you want and not get punished for it. Look at what's happening in the UK and other places in Europe where people are getting jailed for posting opinions on Facebook. So America is not that bad, brah. Check your privilege. Anyways, 3C West Coast IPA. And I think the 6.2, I think the bombers came from the West Coast. Missouri, at least, which is close to the West Coast. And at the end of the day, our military is the most powerful in the world, which doesn't mean we need to be a bully, which doesn't mean we need to oppress people, but it means that Israel has been fighting, whether you agree with Israel or not, or you're on side of them, they've been fighting for a long time for their own freedoms and for what they need to do, and they needed someone like the U.S. to be able to have this type of weaponry to destroy these particular nuclear sites. And the U.S. finally made a decision, and it just happened to be Trump. So, love it or hate it, I'm here for it. America first, America forever. Next question. Cheers. It's a good beer. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, like I said, it's not a political post. Most people can put two and two together. But I really do encourage most people to look at some facts, look at history, look at what other presidents have done as far as immigration is concerned, as far as drone strikes, as far as overthrowing regimes. Yeah. So just check your facts, and you don't have to like the current president. Again, acquired taste. There's past presidents that I wasn't the biggest fan of either, and that's okay too. But at the end of the day, I have always supported America first, and America's interests first. And I don't like when people pick and choose what's important to them, or decide what offends them. That's not the way it should be. You have to take both sides, and there's been plenty of times where I have really disliked a president, and someone has shared a very educated, with research and detail and information, and shared kind of the opinion on something, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I may not like the figurehead, but that makes a lot of sense to me. America, right? So I just wish more people would do that on either side, and not get so tangled up in these personal people that we either love or hate, because I think it's a little ridiculous. I mean, I've lost family over who I voted for, and I think that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. And to be honest with you, my own personal family, there's some similarities, but my extended family and my my married side, we differ a lot, and I still love those people with all my heart and care about them immensely, and they may not feel the same about me, and that's okay. I'm not worried about that. They haven't treated me any differently. So anyways, I think people need to quit worrying about politics, start worrying about America and our country first. But I find it really hard to be so mad, whether you like Trump or not, doing something that did not need congressional approval. Check that out, please. Come back. Next question. If there's even a little bit of a threat from a country who has housed terrorists in the past, who has supported Hamas, who's a terrorist group that murdered a lot of innocent people just a year and a half ago. So, whatever you got to do to sleep at night, but I know where I stand. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to feel sorry for it. I'm not going to shove my thoughts and opinions down anyone's throat. I never will do that, but I'm not embarrassed. Believe in the way I do. And at the end of the day, if you don't like me for it, that's fine. I don't care how anyone votes or what they think. I will never, ever lose a family or friend over it. It'll always be their decision and not mine, for sure. Because I love people, and politics are secondary to that. So, USA, USA, USA. Next question. Until next time.